So I think my secret sauce, is that I am dual career. I don't necessarily, from a client perspective, they never know. I don't tell them until we're going to the closing table, and then they're all pretty much shocked of how did you manage both of these careers without one us knowing or you dropping the ball. So being a flight attendant allows me the opportunity that I can support referral partners that end up becoming family very differently. I remember when Montez had his book signing, I flew into the DMV area to be a part of that. So it just allows me that even when I'm working a flight, prior to real estate, I would just go to sleep or go check out the nearest attractions. But now I'm very intentional. If I have a layover in Vegas or LA, I'm actually meeting with referral partners. And so that's why when it comes to my name being shared for opportunities, those individuals have actually met me. I feel like what's the best way to know if you like a person or trust a person than to break bread and spend time with them.
All day, every day. So I don't know how in the hell that escaped me because I had no idea that you were a flight attendant
Well,
at
then I
all.
did. Then I'm doing well. Then I'm doing
See?
well.
So now I think that explains a number of things because I'm sitting here going, okay, so she took off on like a whole month, tour for her birthday, and I see all these cities, and I'm like, holy hell. I mean, New York City, Vegas, Charlotte, London, and we're supposed to be going to London and probably in the next 3 or 4 months. So we'll have to compare notes there. And so now this explains it. And so do you just have a love for travel also? And that's and have you ever attended a trip with Joy Russell?
No, I haven't attended Joy's trips. Most of the time, the places that they're going to, I either have just left or, I've already been there. But as a flight attendant, we typically travel differently. Like your friends will say on a Wednesday, like, hey, you want to go to Africa on Friday? Like it's very spontaneous. And so that type of spontaneity doesn't always work well with those that might be a little bit more structured.
Right, right. Well, where's your hub? Is that in the DFW? It's down in Austin? Or because I'm so curious now. Shit.
JFK.
JFK? Oh my goodness.
So I commute from Killeen to Austin. I have employee parking at the Austin airport, and then I commute 3 hours and 40 minutes on a good day to JFK.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think all that means is that when you're working in the real estate space, you have to be hyper focused, right? And so, well, keep doing what you're doing because I think that one, your secret is safe here because all we know is the real estate professional. So, um, it, a couple of things I wanted to ask you about. So military, were you also in the military?
So my mom and dad are both veterans, both 100% disabled vets. And so personally, as a true Army brat, since both your mom and dad were in the served in the Army, I had 8 PCS moves as a child. As a child, I moved 8 times. The longest I had ever lived anywhere was the 4 years that I went to Penn State for college. So that just shows just the ability to adapt to change and transition. So I think that's another reason why that other part of my brain being a flight attendant, I love the change and I love something new, and it kind of goes with my personality because that's how I was raised. So I grew up in Killeen. I've been native to the area since 95. I went
Wow.
to middle school, well, 8th grade, and then ninth grade and 10th grade. But back in the day in 95, 96, we used to have block scheduling. And so you only had 4 classes. You got an hour lunch. We used to go to the mall. But back then, the ninth graders, there was 1,000 of us. And so they ended up creating ninth grade centers. And so I didn't go to high school until the 10th grade in the clean areas. So technically, I went to a different school. And then after that, we ended up moving to Richmond.
Well, isn't Robert Griffin, isn't he from the Clean
Yep.
area?
Pappers
Yeah.
Cove, and then you have Tommy Harris that went to Ellison. So there's some military brats. T and Samara Maori came. Sierra, like a lot of them have been in the Fort Hood, Fort Cavazos area.
Okay. Yeah, I played ball with a few guys that were from that area. So you guys not only have smarts, but you also have some great athletes coming from that area. So So the let me ask you about, because I saw, I think it was on your Instagram. Um, so the sports and entertainment, has that benefited you? Because I saw some pictures with some high profile people. So what was all that about? Or was that just again organic connections?
So, growing up in Texas, where football is life, I was actually an athletic trainer for our football team at Ellison. So, anyone that knows me from back in the day and they see me combining real estate and then the sports and entertainment, they're like, "Oh, she's fully." That's just a complete 360 for me. I'm in my space where I'm really thriving and excited. I wanted to be the first black head female trainer for the NFL. So my criteria for choosing a college was very different. They had to have a D1 football team. It had to be in a state I never lived in. And then I needed money. And Penn State gave me a full ride. So they checked all the boxes. But then Joe Paterno didn't let girls really be on the field, let alone cute ones. And they said we were going to have to work with the geriatric population. So I changed my major, my intended major from kinesiology to accounting. So my bachelor's is actually in accounting. And
That
so, looking at the different communities that KW has, the sports and entertainment community was a no brainer for me. Like, it just felt right, it fit. I have a lot of relationships from college with sports agents, with coaches. So, I had that opportunity to kind of spearhead. So back in 2022, I was the point person for the Carolina Panthers. So all of the rookies that year we housed, the number 6 draft pick brought 2 houses through that. So for me personally, it's been great because I know how to work any space. It's not like I was kind of given that, but through the networking, I was able to get us on TV on NFL Total Access. But that actually came from being a flight attendant because I work our first class product. And one of my regulars is a 3-time Super Bowl champion for the Patriots, a USC ambassador, ESPN analyst. And so just having him on my flight a couple times, I'm going to build rapport with you. For instance, Serena's husband, Alexis, loves Estella. So if I have him on my flight, I'm going to greet him with Estella because I remember what it was that he enjoyed. So this particular person had him on the flight a couple times to the point that I said, I need you to get me on TV. And he chuckled. And I said, no, 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 I'm serious. And so, like, the next day, the NFL producer called and was like, hey, such and such seems to be a fan. I said, I tend to have that effect on people. He said, well, what can we do for you? I said, I would love to get a group of sports and entertainment realtors, a tour of the NFL studios. I know that NFL Total Access is not taped, but it's aired live, but you don't typically have an audience, but we would love to be a part of the show. And they said, absolutely. And that's kind of how we made it happen. So that opportunity came from me being in my flight attendant role. However, it was a sports entertainment opportunity for us to be on TV and really just kind of catapult everyone to building some credibility in the space.
that is amazing. I think it's I want to say it might be the book that I'm reading now, You Are the Brand, and I might misquote it because I'm awful with quotes other than the ones I create. And they said something that I think is pertinent to this conversation here is that relationships are rocket ships, right? And I feel like that's exactly what you just expressed there. It's your connections, it's your relationships that have created these opportunities. So kudos to you. Keep
Thank
doing the
you.
damn thing. So there's so many different things here. So let's speak on business briefly because I mean our time moves so quick here, and that's why I love this space because we all got stuff to do, right? We don't need to sit here all day. But from a business standpoint, has it all been, you know, your relationships? Is there one, two, three, four pillars that you do? And as an example, for me, the bulk of my business, obviously, it comes from my A and B clients. And then it's my farming efforts. And then it's my experiences and client giveaways and and parties. And then it's my agent to agent referrals around the country, which account for 20, the goal this year is 25%. Where has your business come from and what does it look like?
So I definitely want to transition it. I would say the past 4 years, it's been 80-20, but 80% referrals, agent to agent referrals, and then the other 20% being sphere locally. And so I wanted to be more balanced. And so I've been spending a lot of time money just to farm more locally. So for instance, I made a huge investment at the airport, and it's already starting where I've seen people sending me my videos. So when you walk into the Killeen airport at check-in, the American Airlines ticket counter to the left is my real estate. You will see my commercial that's running 24/7 for 365 days. You'll see my contact information. You'll go up the escalator. At the top of the escalator, there's a digital board where other businesses are advertising. I'm a part of that. When you go through TSA, my canvas is on the wall. When you go down a jet bridge, you'll see me again, and you'll see me in baggage claim. Someone sent me a video and said, it took them so long to get our luggage. I've seen your advertisement 3 times in baggage claim. And so I'm excited about that because um, it is a commitment. It was a huge financial commitment, but I felt like with 5 flights a day and over 100,000 going through the airport that I will get the ROI. When it comes to my I didn't used to farm, but now I purchased a house last year. I was the very first person in the subdivision, so I created a Facebook group, and I am basically very intentional about bringing value when there's things about protesting your taxes. I just did a community event where I got the fire department to come bring the fire truck for the kids, and we had such a great turnout. The fire department was like, hey, we think you guys should sign up for National Night Out because we haven't had this kind of turnout in the neighborhood, and you guys are doing great things. So, and at that event Sunday, well, I did 2 raffles. I have a really great, strong partnership with Ashley Furniture locally. So I would encourage everyone that look for local businesses to support. I went to high school with the owner's son. So all of my clients get a $500 gift card to Ashley Furniture. I don't have to pay for it. So my P&L looks healthy, but yet I'm stimulating the local economy, and people love to get furniture. And so I still had some of those gift cards that I was able to raffle off on Sunday. And then I also told everyone between May 4th and June 4th, whoever sends me a lead as someone that wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, I will then put that into a raffle, and I will cover HOA dues for 2026. And so that got people excited as well. So just trying to continue to be creative, think outside the box, but also making sure that the things that I'm doing are going to cultivate repeat business. You know, I love a referral. I do, because I don't door knock and I don't do any cold calling. But the way I want my P&L to be a lot more healthy is that I want to be able to cap faster. And that happened this year. I capped with 6 transactions, and it was because only one of them was a referral. So I was able to pay into a lot more into my cap. So that's why I wanted to be more 70/30, but 70% repeat business in my sphere, which have been doing a great job referring me lately.
Yeah, well, you're well on your way. And I love the fact that you're trying to think outside the box and yet keep a very healthy, profit and loss. And the HOA giveaway, I like that. I think one of my most popular one was my mortgage giveaway, which is similar, and we'll be doing that in about the next 60 days. And there I cover I cover your mortgage payment up to $2,500. And that's been really significant. I think last year was pretty overwhelming, the number of entries into the contest. And so, like you, I need a referral, and for those referrals, then you get that opportunity. And so I'm anxious to see if I expect we'll have the same success we had, because that's pretty significant. Your mortgage probably way more than 2,500.
Well, no, not in Colleen. Our average price point is 275, and we still have 2.99. So I just got someone under contract with a 2.99 because of the 2-1 buy down. Our market has a lot of inventory, new construction inventory, very, very strong buyer's market, and I'm able to negotiate everything under the kitchen sink. I've been able to get buyouts, lease buyouts, all appliances, so everything. I have a really great relationship with DR Horton locally. I'm almost in our key club, which is exciting because you have to have a certain number of transactions by December, and I'm one away. And then I will be I'm getting to host an open house on May 17th, which I'm really excited about because I'm actually listing the property in the MLS and getting to run the campaigns and own that, which they don't give that opportunity to everyone. So I'm really excited about that and I've already gotten a food truck. Like I'm working that to get the food
Big
trucks
time.
out there and to bring the people. The other thing I wanted to talk about is just my events that I do at Family Reunion and Mega Camp. The last
Mhm.
one I had in Family Reunion was so like still I get people that say, Naisha, that was so great. When's your next one? And it
I
definitely
know
puts a
there
lot
was
of
some
pressure.
envy and jealousy. I'm just telling you, there was some FOMO. I felt it big time.
Yes, so that helicopter and dinner tour, I always look for a sponsor. I feel like we have a lot of different lenders that want to do business with us. And even though I may not be able to have you do business with me personally, I want to give you an opportunity to meet my network, but it costs. So I need some sponsorship for these events, and then you'll be able to mix and mingle. So we were able to have a really good time. We went to Mastro's, Javier's was the third one, and then we had the helicopter ride, and everyone got a keepsake of the helicopter with us in front of it. And I feel like that gives you time to build more meaningful relationships because the conference is so fast paced. We're trying to get to class. We got so many events. And so I'm not big on necessarily the quantity of people at my events. It's the quality of the interactions. And everyone that leaves always comes back and just says, they didn't know this person. And you're rubbing elbows most of the time with individuals that are in sports entertainment, luxury, Gary's Top 100. And so you're getting an opportunity, BRN, to just have a multifaceted, multicultural experience. And I love that. I love that for me, and I love that for everyone that attends.
It's fantastic. And I tell you, with Mega Camp will be here in August before you know it. And I've talked to Monique about, trying to do something and contributing to that, whatever that looks like. And I'd say the invite it goes out to you also. Because again, there was some FOMO big time. You guys were killing it, and I think, like I said, it's so fast paced, and Vegas especially. I think we've got so many people now for next February in Atlanta that are already planning some things. I think it's going to be fantastic and can't wait. And we're going to look up and I mean, it'll be December before you know it. So just keep doing it. I'm so impressed as I'm on the outside looking in, and that's why I was so excited about having you on today. So thank you for gracing us with your time and your energy. So quickly, because again, we only have probably a few more minutes to go. So um, there was a couple of things. One, are you still doing your hair company, or there was something about a
Oh
hair
yes, I
company?
did used to own a hair salon.
Okay,
I
okay,
used to own a
okay.
hair salon, and I had commercials on TV, and that's also another where I get the idea of the commercials because of the ROI. I had billboards. I had rented out every radio station one Saturday from country to R&B, and the one thing that had the most impact was TV, and so that's why I ran a commercial earlier, end of December into March during the NCAA championship and March Madness, um, because I got it from that idea. But no, I closed my hair salon. I never did hair. I just knew what good hair looked like.
Okay.
But I closed my hair salon, and right now I'm on rest and rejuvenation. So I haven't technically operated a flight since December, but I still have my flight benefits and health insurance, and that's what's most important. And real estate is definitely, I can see it changing my life, but I'm also here to make sure to bring impact and to change others.
I love that. So your corporate, because I saw you were in corporate finance too. So uh, how was you're blending so many different things together, I think, to create this special, unity that's Ellis. And what's crazy is, so that's my wife's maiden name. So I feel a connection with you there. So because we're cousins anyway.
Right, right, right.
Right?
Well, after college, so Penn State, I went to go work for Johnson& Johnson. I was with J&J for about 5 years. That's like the best boot camp. You know how people say coming to Keller Williams is like the boot camp for a realtor, the training, the development. J&J taught me so much about business acumen, relationships. That's the most relationship building organization you will ever work for. And I learned that still in college because I did a co-op where I took 6 months off to go work full time in their accounting department. And then when I graduated, I was in their financial leadership development program. So I completed that. And so going from them and Santa Fe and using my corporate finance, it's just not my personality. Like I know that I love interacting with people. So I'm not your typical accountant that wants to sit at a desk with a pocket protector, but having that allows me to bring everything I do to the table. I'm going to stay within budget. I'm also a certified project manager. I've had my PMP certification since 2010, and I continue to do my continuing education. And I look at every transaction as a project with a start and end date. And there's a budget to maintain. So I just think that all of the core competencies that I have just makes my tool belt that much more, expansive.
Well, you've got so much there, I think, to draw from. So, again, keep doing the damn thing. As we leave, is there something that I haven't asked you that I should, or is there something that you want to leave with us as we depart?
I would certainly leave with us, everyone, the concept once again about relationship.
Mhm.
Growing up, we used to always think that who you knew opened the door for you, but that's not the answer. It's actually who knows you, not who you know. So because if there's a room and someone is mentioning my name and you don't know me, that doesn't do anything for me. So I make it a point to make sure everyone knows me. If we're at an event, I'm working the room. By the time we get done, everyone can say, "Oh, I know Naisha. Oh, I met Naisha." So I just encourage everyone to really come outside their shell, figure out how, even if it's just something that you use as an icebreaker, but that is important. And it came to fruition for me. Malcolm Freeman is definitely my real estate brother in the sports and entertainment field, and we went to Arizona to go watch inaugural Deion Sanders and the Buffs played Arizona State. And he knows I'm all about access. If it's not good access, I'm probably not going. So he was like, "Hey, Nine, my dad is a Hall of Famer at Arizona, so I know we can get sideline passes, red carpet treatment." Cool. So we go, and I see Channing, I see Fred Taylor, and at the time, Ryan Clark, he wasn't on the field because his son played for Arizona State. And so I remember I said, "Hey, I just had Channing on my flight. So if they come this way, I got this unlocked. I know that I can start a conversation and we're good." So that happened, got pictures, we chopped it up. Then I'm at the Steelers training camp. Shout out to Marae, who always provides access. She is the go-to with the Steelers organization. And last August, and I see them again. And Fred comes up to me and he says, "I just got to ask you, how do you keep getting this access? Because you're everywhere I'm at." And that was like, it's working inside. I'm like, it's working because the more people see you where they're at, they're going to want to meet you because they're going to feel like if you're where I'm at, we have to have the same relationships, know the same people. And so just work on being more open to going into foreign spaces and being a connector and really just networking. Networking really is key.
Well, and again, I think Latoya probably mentioned it, and I think I had heard it before. Emmerich said it ages ago, right? I mean, relationships can take us places that money can't. And again, I love the current spin that relationships are rocket ships, right? They can take us high. And here in this office, I have a group of eagles because eagles soar higher than any other bird, right? So for me, it's all there together, and so I love it, guys. I appreciate the time. I appreciate the energy you brought today. Again, you brought so many nuggets, and I think it's mostly about stepping outside your comfort zone, right? And it's about relationships. And I think you've got so many varied experiences that have all come together to help you in every space that you operate in, not just, on the flight attendant side, but the business side, the relationship side, the real estate side. And your success is to be applauded. So just keep doing the damn thing. And again, if you need anything here in the Dallas Fort Worth, you know, rely on us. We've got so many quality agents. A number of them are on this call today. So, and again, you've got great relationships. So continue to foster those and just keep doing it. Keep doing it.